Hello, everyone. Welcome to SCube TV. I am your host, Rajni. And today on the program, I have with me a very special guest. Yes, his name is Howard Hughes. He is a business owner of Howard Hughes International, Coaching International. And also, he is a managing director, a life coach, and also a firewalk instructor. Today on the program, we are going to speak with him about how important is life coaching and also the importance of life coaching during a pandemic and lockdown. But before, let's welcome him to SCube TV. Hi, Howard. Welcome to SCube TV.
Rajni, thank you very much. And hello to all your viewers and listeners. It's great to be back.
Well, it's great to have you back, firstly. And second, Howard, without wasting any time, I just would like to jump to the questions, and I would like to, shoot my very first question to you. So my very first question to you is, people know about life coaching. I mean, they know a bit about life coaching, as in, the life coach actually help one to get over their past or what they are going through, and also help them in getting their life better. But, as a life coach, if you can please actually tell the audiences and the people who are listening us or watching us right now, what exactly is the job of a life coach?
Okay, well, life coaches are about looking forward, okay, setting goals and moving forward. And it's different to... It's different. We don't heal the past, okay? Although some of your...
Okay.
Although where you are now is based on where the decisions you've made and the information you've made, but coaching is about moving forward. It's about improving performance. It's about improving what you've already got. So I stay away from words like help and all that kind of stuff, because help really is for people who are trapped under heavy objects, or who can't help themselves. And so coaching really is to improve what you have already. Okay, so you have a team, they know how to play cricket, they know how to play rugby, they know how to play badminton. You get a coach in to improve performance, not to, yes, they're going to spot some bugs, or maybe bring some of their experience and say, look, maybe if you, throw the ball this way, or hit the ball this way, or hit the shuttlecock that way, it will improve your game. But it's not about teaching people how to do stuff. The people know. Okay. So really, coaching is about improving what you have already.
Oh, okay, got it. But Howard, also, I would like to also ask you that how do one know that whether should they go to a counselor or should they go to a life coach?
Okay, well, counseling is more about healing. About healing the past and healing traumatic, let's say, psychological injuries. It's a longer process. And again, it's more about healing the person, healing the wounds that have been caused. Whereas, as I said, the coaching really is about setting goals, moving forward. Now, there is an overlap. Absolutely, there's an overlap, okay? Because... if you've got a fearful mind, you're not going to make great decisions. Okay, that doesn't matter whether it's in life or whether it's in business. You've got the one head. You don't change it. So, I would say counselling more directed towards healing, coaching more directed towards right. I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to go for that goal.
Okay. So would you say that? Yeah, it does. So, would you say that, counseling is a bit personal, whereas coaching is a bit professional?
Again, it depends on the goal. I mean, I coach individuals who may be looking for a career change, but at the same token, they still have to get their personal life in order. In order for that to happen, but it very much depends on the goal. I've coached people again who are looking for career changes, or just to have a second head. I mean, people who work in the pharmaceutical industry, they just want a clearer vision of what they can do, of what's open to them. And again, they go back into the workforce a better, stronger player, which gives them the confidence to move forward and make better decisions and better choices. So again, maybe counseling might be, as I said, from a traumatic injury, psychological, and let's say domestic abuse or something like that, Rajni, where somebody has been gaslighting this person and really chipping away at their confidence. So there are certain goals that I would refer to a counselor as opposed to moving forward with a coach. Does that?
Okay. Yeah, it does. So Howard, a person who is actually dealing with problems and stress and problems during pandemics. So what would you recommend them? So should they go to a counselor or should they go to a coach, life coach?
Whoa, big question.
Okay.
Again, it depends on how they have been affected by it. If people are thinking suicidal thoughts because of the lockdown and the lack of human interaction and human communication, I'd absolutely say, look, reach out to a counselor. However, if you're sitting there and you kind of have the time to start thinking, well, am I on the right career path? I'd definitely go to a coach then and say, look, I'm thinking of changing my career, or I'm thinking start a business, or I'm thinking, and this. What's interesting here, Rajni, is the way you frame what you're going for. Okay, if you're going, let's say, for a career change, the consequence of going for a career change is that you build up your confidence to move forward and go for this particular goal. And because of that, because your confidence grows and you grow within yourself and your self-esteem grows, it also takes you further away from the notion of there's no hope, or, it's all despair. So, as I said, there's a bit of an overlap there. Okay. Got it.
So, but Howard, also, I would like to know from you that, it's a very simple and a question which is asked most often, and a very simple question which people say that, it's such a simple thing, but it actually is not, and which people ask very often. But also is kind of a very big question in a way. So I actually would like to ask you that question, and which is how to stay positive all the time.
How do you stay positive all the time? Wow. Well, I don't think as humans we can. It's a level of happiness. We can raise our baseline level of happiness. Okay, so if we were to draw a graph that here is like we're happy, then our dog or our pet dies, we drop, and then we recover, and then something else happens. We can maintain, let's say, this baseline level of happiness. What we do with the coaching is that the baseline level of happiness is elevated. So even your, let's say, bad days, feeling wise, mental wise, all that kind of stuff, you build up the resilience so that you don't dip as far as you used to. You don't drop as far as you used to, because it's retraining the mind to see the positive. And really, that's what it's about. It's about retraining the mind to see the positive. But there are times that, it takes energy. It takes energy to be positive. But it takes less energy the more it becomes a habit.
True.
So to stay positive, reframe it. What can I take out of this? What good can I take out of this? How can I see what's happening? So look, there's a pandemic going on. But look, I don't have to commute. I was coaching with the lady from India recently, and she was saying like the traffic used to be absolutely mad there. It's just like insane. So now that's not a problem for her now because she works from home. She has more time with her son, which is great. They love it. Now, again, you've got to manage your time because if you're stuck in a house and their family and all that kind of stuff, it can get a bit cramped. So again, you've got to manage your time. You've got to have that mental breathing space. You've got to have that alone time where you can just go out and go for a walk. And because so many people are working from home and work where they are living is now where they're working. And so that's putting extra pressure on them. They're looking at their house and they're going, Jesus, I want to get out of work. But what they're saying is, I want to get out of my home. So you know, get up in the morning, get out, walk around the block, and then come back and do your work. You know, you finish work and you've got to be disciplined. You've got to be mentally disciplined to stop work at a certain time. And you say, right, this is it. This is my goal. I'm going to get this done today. And stop. It's and boundaries. It's just like, look, I know I'm working from home, but no, I can't make the dinner. No, will you look after the kids for a minute or whatever while I'm doing this? So we've got to protect our boundaries, and by the same token, we can't be taking offense by people who just go stop or who are short of tempered. You have to give them space. You know, you have to give them space to be narky and whatever. You know. So yeah, that's how I stay positive. It's very much discipline, reframing what you see, making your space, making your boundaries, and living on purpose rather than feeling you're out of control, because where you're working is where you're living.
Yeah, exactly. And also, you know, like before the pandemic happened, you know, it used to be that your home used to be where you come back after having a bad day or a good day, and your workplace used to be, you know, a place where you used to work, but now your home is actually a workplace. And also, so, you know, it is a bit confusing, stressful. So a lot of mix of emotions is actually happening. So yeah, we have to be a discipline if we, you know, want to achieve our goals. Definitely. But but Howard, you know, I actually would like to ask you this question, but a bit later. But before, I actually would also like to know from you that how can, you know, life coaching change you? I mean, you know, before you go to a life coach, so your life is in a different way. But then after you go to a life coach, how can it change and how can it be better?
It only works if you do. So what I mean is, what coaches, what they will do is they will give you exercises to do, and they will give you exercises to uncover certain mental blocks, certain ways that you've been thinking, and certain beliefs. I mean, recently was the belief that, you know, especially for confidence on camera, which is great to see that you have, that it's about knowing that you're good at what you do, but B, you know, it's not the end of the world if I mess up. You know, everybody's not going to be looking and pointing at me. And I think that's a big thing for a lot of people. They fear the judgment of getting it wrong, of tripping up, you know.
But I think also it comes with an experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's you know, I think as you grow older, the less you care what other people think.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can't, unfortunately, you can't bottle that, and you can't give it to somebody. You can teach them, but it's only through experience that we can get that inner feeling that comes with it.
Okay. But Howard, also, you know, a lot of people are dealing with so much on daily basis, especially with this virus that is, you know, all over. So at that particular time, you know, especially in India, people are, especially this year in 2021, people have suffered quite a lot and have gone through quite a lot, and they have lost so many close members. So at that point of time, when you have every bit of negativity around you and everything negative is happening around you, you don't have a drop of positivity. So at that particular time, how do we convince ourselves to be positive?
Well, I would turn, actually, the Bhagavad Gita is brilliant for this, right? And it's a great conversation between Prince Arjun and Lord Krishna. Yeah. And it's there also with I can't pronounce his name, but it's the young boy, the 12-year-old who dies. His father, Nikitas. And anyway, look, there's a rich history there, but certainly when you say Nobody dies.
Abhimanyu, are you talking about?
What's that? It's in the Upanishads.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about? Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
please go
nobody.
ahead. I'm so sorry for.
That's okay. No, I wasn't expressing myself properly. Nobody really dies, Rajni. Nobody really dies. We're spiritual beings having an earthly experience, and I think we forget that. I think we forget that life is temporary. It's the afterlife that is long. And it's eternity that's long. How do we stay positive?
Yeah.
It's okay to feel these emotions of attachment to these people. And it's okay to feel sad. And that may sound stupid, but it's not okay for it to become a way of life for you, to hold on to it and to hold on to those feelings continually. And really, the sadness of death is our attachment to these people. It's a bit of a big question. I would say it's a bit of a big spiritual question, and I would only be expressing my spiritual beliefs. How do you stay positive? You know, you're going to die too soon.
Yeah.
You're going to join them.
As simple as that. Yeah. This is the most simple thing how we can put it. And also, I think you have expressed it in such a great way. And also, I think these sufferings are the only reason we are here, in the first place. Yeah. We are actually here because for these sufferings, for to suffer, to go through happiness, sadness, and all these emotions, which is why we are, in this world in the first place. So, yeah. So you actually have expressed it, in an amazing way. And like you said, that attachments is good. Attachment is good, and attachment are what makes a man alive, or what makes a man happy. But ultimately, there will be one day, and you will also leave the world, and the people behind you who are attached to you are going to feel the same way that you're feeling for the one whom you have lost. So yeah. I think spirituality is something which helps people to stay positive.
It's 100%, and there's a great video I think on YouTube. Sri Krishnamurti does a great video on attachment. So maybe look at that as well. But we have to surrender. We have to surrender to the will, rather than have this desire to control outcomes, because it's when that resistance comes that the most hurt comes. So learning to surrender. There's non-attachment as opposed to detachment. Detachment is more apathy and not caring, whereas detachment is more the application of knowledge and just kind of taking a step back and not running with your emotions, but using your brain. And again, the Upanishads is great for that. The Atman talks about it. The senses are the horses, and the reins. The mind is the reins. So I think it's part 3 of the Upanishads. There's a great analogy about how to control yourself. And he says, as one learns to focus the mind and the emotions and the reactions to what's happening, that person we call the enjoyer of life. And I think that's how you enjoy life, through discipline, through self-discipline.
Wow, that's really amazing. You actually have put it in such a beautiful way. So that's really, really, really amazing. And I think it will be staying with me. And also, I'm so sure that it is also going to be staying with a lot of people who's watching this interview right now, or will be later. So thank you so much for that. So now moving on to my next question. So, are there any tips in particular that you would like to suggest, to people for being to be positive or to be disciplined? Are there any tips in particular that you would like to suggest?
Wow. Okay. Well, journaling.
Okay.
Journal your day every single day. Journal your gratitude, journal your dreams, journal your goals, and journal the kind of day you have. Maybe set about half an hour to 40 minutes to stop and write down and clear the space. And interestingly enough, once you make that commitment to yourself, that discipline, because if I write something down now, I owe it to myself to do it. It's like, if I write it down, it's gospel. Which means I know it's going to happen. When I know it's going to happen, I get confidence. Okay. So yeah, I would say journaling, like you can't underestimate the power of journaling, and journaling consistently. If you miss a day, leave the page blank so that you see where you've missed it. Okay. It's not a sign of weakness, and it's not an opportunity to judge. It just means, okay, I'm not being consistent. I missed that day, or I missed this day, or I missed that day. An attitude of gratitude, Rajni. Every day you write down 5 to 10 things that you're grateful for. And it starts with it can start with the smallest thing, and mix it up as much as possible. Okay. Really stretch your brain to see something new every day as you go through it. So it's the discipline of journaling, and it is the attitude of gratitude that comes out of it, which is both discipline and the ability to stay positive, because you're training your mind to see the good in everything. Now, that's not me. That's not to say that you're kind of ignoring the bills that are coming in and you're going, la, la, la. Yeah, you've got responsibilities. Of course, you've got responsibilities, but you can reframe it and go, look, once I've got this bill paid, I can, I've got a bit of money left over here to do this and put it towards something that inspires me, rather than just paying off my mortgage, my bill, my car, my blah, 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 blah. That's not living for us. We've got to have something that really sparks our soul, that, really ignites us and challenges us and gives us energy. Okay.
I mean, those are some great tips that you shared with the people, the audience. So I think they are definitely going to do it. Now, coming to my next question, also, how can one do smart work, during lockdown? Smart work as in being, discipline is obviously the way, but the professional work that they are doing, the office work that they are doing, and also, we are challenging ourselves to actually stay positive, and we are challenging ourselves to actually move forward in life. Whatever is happening in life, we are just trying every day to just leave it behind and move forward. But when it comes to smart work, and so how can we do that? I don't know if I'm making sense, if my question is making sense to you.
Well, I'll answer what I think I'm hearing, if that's okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, are you talking about working smarter rather than working harder?
Yeah, working smart. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, we're going back to boundaries. What I would say is, have a goal for the day, what you are looking to achieve. Now, this is two-way traffic. Okay, so we're looking at team leaders, and we're looking at individuals within the team. Okay, so we have to have agreed goals, and for the end of the week or for the day, that by the end of the day, I need to have this done. Okay, and we can work towards that, and we can be flexible with our time, because we're not in the office. Okay. Now, the team has to come together with the leader and agree on what needs to be done by the end of the week, and who's going to do what on what day, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so what's very important now, I think more than ever, is clear communication between all the individuals working in a team, the team leader, and the leader's hierarchy and all that kind of stuff. And again, not to take offense if somebody says or asks something stupid, or treats you stupid by asking a stupid question. There are no stupid questions, okay? it's like, do you know how to add 2 and 2? Okay. Now, might seem like an obvious question. You go, yeah, I can do 2 and 2, but let's replace 2 and 2 with, something in the, I don't know, aviation industry. Do you know how to, fix a propeller on a plane or something like that? It's okay. Well, yeah, okay, yeah. I do. It's what I do every day. So we can't take offense that we've been asked.
Okay.
And we can't get caught up that we do ask, that God, is this a stupid question? So again, it's two-way traffic. Is that making sense, Rajni? Am I?
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain two sides of the same coin at the same time by people taking and not giving offense. So communication, very important. Clear goals, right? I know my parents had the house reworked recently, and the builder came and they laid out goals, and it all seemed very solid until a certain point where we went, oh, did we agree on, what color the taps were going to be? No, we didn't, but we put these in. Okay, that's not what I want. So as we go along, you've got to expect that there's going to be little changes to the plans that you've made, because the points won't have arisen until you reach a certain point in the journey. But look, communication, clear set goals, agreed upon goals. Okay, because we don't want people going, oh, I didn't know I had to do it by then. It's just like, well, we wrote it down, you agreed it, you worked with me on this, so it's not really working out there. And I think that's it, really. Look, there's people trying so hard to look like they're working hard when they don't need to. They know their job, and it's easy for them.
Yeah.
And now there's people working crazy hours because they feel like they have to look busy to their bosses, and they're, we should be enjoying the time. We should be enjoying the no commute. We should be enjoying being present with our families. We should be enjoying all these labor-saving devices that we have now. What time have we saved? We seem to be working longer and harder. Doesn't make sense. So I'd say,
it does. It does make sense. And also, I think, you explained it in such a great way, because this is the reason, because we work so hard, and we know our job, but we forget to love our job. And which is why we just tirelessly work so hard. And so at the end, when we get the salary, we feel, we don't feel satisfied of the amount that we are getting, because we feel, we have worked so hard and this is so less for us. I think, am I making sense to you?
Yes, you are. Yeah. We have to manage that expectation. We have to see what we get paid is the market value, and we don't have control over that. Again, it's about, you've got two ways. You can either accept what you're getting, or you can ask for a pay rise. So that's the way. But it's like, look, for what you do, this is the market, this is the industry standard, or you're getting above the standard, whatever. And it's,
so you better work hard. You better work smart, than to cry over what you're getting paid for.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's no point in crying over it. That's not going to change anything. Babies cry when they, it worked when you were a baby and you cried and you got milk, or you got food, or you got your nappy changed, right? But now that you're older, crying isn't a great strategy to get a pay rise. So stop, think, see how you can improve your circumstances. Okay. So Howard, before I let you go, one last question to you. So you actually said that you do life coaching internationally. You also recently did life coaching with you have a client in India as well, which you talked about. So I actually would like to know from you that how different is it for you to
to do coaching internationally with people come from backgrounds, such different cultures, and also the problem that they might be having must be so different. The first world problem, second world problem, third world problem. So people actually go through such problems because of it being international. So how do you manage it?
Well, it's a good question. I didn't actually see any major differences with this girl. It's actually she came back around again. I coached her years ago. She was actually doing a career change, and I got it. She stayed in touch with me on Facebook, and she just came around again. So, how do you say it? We really aren't that different around around the world. There are some cultural differences. Yeah, absolutely. To what degree it plays a part in the coaching and what you want to do. I wouldn't say it's a big thing. Yeah, it didn't really come up with this particular girl, and in the States and in Australia and stuff like that, and certainly with my neighbours here. I'm in Ireland at the moment. My neighbours in the UK, we have very basic drivers, Rajni, and as humans, we're not really as elaborate as we like, or complex as we like to think we are. Sometimes. So yeah, that's it. I mean, a lot of my stuff is the majority of my stuff is online, and it's for people to work through themselves. It's so that they can contemplate. I don't do very much one-to-one coaching anymore, Rajni, because if you are serious about making that change, and I'm probably going to do a lot of people a disservice here, it's if you hand your accountability over to another person, whether it's your fitness or your mental health or something else like that, you are saying that you are not capable of doing it yourself. So I'm here if somebody has questions, absolutely, but I would certainly recommend, if it sounds like a sales pitch, I would certainly recommend self-coaching, and working on
Okay.
Does that answer the question?
So can we say that? Yeah, it does. No, it does actually. And also, I was saying that can we say that you actually coach the human, the human in a person rather than their sex, race, or the culture or whatever they are coming from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I see. So
okay,
it's
all right. Amazing. Thank you so much, Howard, for coming to Escape TV and speaking with us. It was so lovely, chatting with you again, and it was so lovely having you back. So thank you so much for taking your time out and speaking with us on Escape TV.
Thank you very much for the invite, Rajni. Have a great weekend.
You too. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Keep on watching Escape TV.